Okay, hi, welcome. So, today we're playing a little bit Pokemon Legends EA because it is a special video. This is the first one back on this channel. And so I figured we'd do something fun, something just a little one-off. Yeah, so just a little one-off Pokemon Legends ZA sesh. Now, gotta be honest here. This is my second time trying to record this because I butchered the audio really bad. The first time, because this is my first time recording with Capture Card, and so there were a lot of things I had to like kind of figure out. But we're here, we're in it, and I think it's working pretty all right now. And so normally I like to keep everything like one take on this channel, like as little editing as possible, at least for like the gameplay. I don't like to touch much gameplay, but I figured we might as well just scrap what I had. And yeah, so that's what I'm up to. Anyway, I only wasted like 15 minutes, so all right. I don't want to like just kind of go over everything I said the first one. We're just gonna let that be like, I don't know, lost to media. Oh nope, I thought that was a there we go. That's what I meant to do. Okay. Anyway, and it's daytime, which is fun. So I spent most of my time in the first video. I was night, and I was I was like doing some fighting in the ZA Royale. $14,000. Nice. That's what I was doing. Not what I'm doing anymore. Now I think we will just kind of bum around in Lumiose. So yeah, I will talk about these windows again. Look at these. Yeah, it's not great. That's fine. That's fine. I think genuinely, if the windows, if like the buildings were just fully modeled, it would make this game look 10 times better. Any clothes? Anything here I want to get? I don't think I've been here before. Kind of like this. Ribbon headband. I also kind of like. I'll buy it. Ooh, can I buy like one? I'll buy that one. Sure. This is what I do. I almost exclusively buy clothes in this game. It's really bad. I can't see those. Can't see those little. How do the flower earrings look up close? Can I? What colors are there? I get that. Yeah. So yeah, I will say I've gotten a capture card. Whoa. I had one before, but it wasn't great. I didn't really know what I was looking for at first, and I didn't record a ton of footage with it, so it didn't really matter. But it does matter now. And so yeah, I got a new one. Basically, the first one, it had no way to connect it to a TV. I thought you should buy a separate thing to go with it, and I thought like every little capture card was like that. That is not the case. I just did not know what I was looking for. This is cute. I don't know. Yeah. Nope, don't leave. Anyway, but yeah, so I didn't know what I was looking for, but I got a good one for a pretty good price. It was what, $20 on sale. I like this little fuzzy sweater. What colors? Yeah. Boom. I do think in this game is like fantastic character customization. By far the best in the series, in my opinion. So that's fun. I'm really making up for Scarlet and Violet having the worst character customization in the series. Maybe actually I might give that to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But I mean, Scarlet and Violet was like in the same discussion as them. So I'm glad we got some decent character customization in this game. I kind of like those look cool, huh? Unfortunately, I am just shopping right now. This is not the most interesting gameplay. Maybe it'll get more interesting later. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I just got called poor. Okay, fine. I don't know why they're like those are that expensive, but okay, whatever. Leave. Okay, cool. Let's once we're done shopping, I wanna maybe change up the look a bit, but okay. I thought I probably wouldn't have enough for that. That's cool. Don't think so. Okay, leave. I think my battle gameplay was more interesting. Oh, this is just a hair salon. I've also thought it'd be cool if like the different hair salons in the games would have like different haircuts. I thought that'd be neat. I don't think they've ever done that. Maybe they have. I don't know. Oh, so, okay. That's the one thing I have like longer pants on, so I can't. Let me change so I can actually see what those look like. I can't see what I'm actually wearing. Oh. Yeah. Confirm. There we go. Yep. Now let's look and see what those. No. Leave. What we got in here? Just shoes. Yeah. I still wish you could walk inside these stores, like in the like in Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon. But I mean, this is I guess better. I don't know. I mean, not better. It's okay. Like, I think probably the biggest issue in this game, in my opinion, is just the fact that there's so many buildings you can't walk in. It kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's like when you're set in a city, especially, I kind of need to be able to walk inside every building. Like it's kind of a big deal because it makes like that is pretty make or break for the immersion of being in a city. And so, yeah, that's like, yeah, I think the biggest downside of this game. That and then just like the trees, but I mean, not the trees, I'm sorry, the buildings. I got some Sword and Shield left over. No, the buildings don't look the best. And again, when it's all buildings, that matters. Other than that, I mean, like, you know, I don't know, like, this is a pretty low resolution texture for what it is. I get the feeling, I mean, you know, whatever. This was like made for Switch primarily, like Switch 1. I can understand it a little bit, but like, I think on Switch 1 it looks a lot more, like, it's a lot more understandable than when you're on like a Switch 2, which is what I'm recording on now. The only real difference is that like Switch 2 will give you, you get a full 60 FPS. Do I have anything short sleeved? Yeah, well, I don't like how that looks too much, but I think we will stick with that, maybe. And then I don't really have any socks, any like decent socks. Yeah, this is not how I want the fit to look right now, but I think I gotta wait until I can get a little more. Yeah. Nope. I didn't save them. That's the one thing too. Like it's very easy to accidentally not save your outfit, which, you know, big deal. But it's a little confusing the way. They changed the buttons that are like, yeah, they changed the buttons you press to do some of those things, and that will throw you off when it works, when like the logic works one way in every other game, and then it just does not for some reason. Like it's not the biggest deal, but it is a little annoying. Yeah. Do I have anything to say? No, Not really. Oh, he's slow. I'm waiting to evolve him off camera, because that's a big deal for my big boy. Can't make that content. That's not content. Nah. Let's see, where are we? So we are here. Right? I'm trying to find like the player marker. Oh, there we are. Yep. So I was just there, I think. Yeah, I thought it was by the museum. Or was I here? I don't know. Actually, no, I was not in the shopping spot. I was in a different one. Which is fine. Maybe I can get some shorter sleep. Oh, sneeze in the camera. Cool. I hope my cat wants it. Hold on. Dude, pick a spot. Yeah, pick a spot, man. Keep me hopping about. Okay. Let's Okay. We have a. Maybe this. I don't feel any of those colors, but I'm okay with that look. I like those boots. I'm blowing all my money. Good lord. Oh, wait a second. That's fine. All right, yeah. I don't know how I feel about everything. I do like the fact that there's multiple clothing shops. But I do, like I said, I wish you could go inside them. I think I like the very dark. Yeah. Wait, where are the hats? Oh, never mind. Guess we'll never know. I think this video might be entirely shopping. That's fun. Okay, yeah, 12 minutes in where it's all been shopping. Again, I think that just goes to show, hey, there's a shirt. You know, you take what you can get. Sure. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Just some, like, basic tights. Alright. Cool. Yeah, and then what we got? Yeah, we'll take them to white as well. Okay, now I think I can complete a new look. Which, yeah. Let's then get how you change color. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. Do we change the shoes? I think we keep the shoes as they were. Okay, cool. Neato. Okay, now let's do some actual exploration. I say exploration, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of explored most of the city by now. It is fun because it does, I guess, make it pseudo open world, just in the fact that I mean, technically the whole city's there from the get-go. At the same time, like, sure, that would have counted as open world, like, you know, 15 years ago. But I think a lot of people have pretty different expectations of what that means nowadays. But I mean, like, yeah, technically the entire world is pretty much open to you from the get-go, and you can explore it all whenever, which I do like. I actually really appreciated that, because I was expecting you to have to unlock different areas of the city as you progress through the game. That's what I thought it was going to be like, but I do actually like that you can just walk around whatever. I thought you'd be like, oh, because if you look at the map, there are very clearly like, oh, hey, this is like one kind of triangle. This is another triangle. And I thought it'd be separated like that. but it isn't. I mean, like, it is separated, and there is like different stuff to do in each one. But like, I say there's different stuff to do. It doesn't look that different. Not as different as I would like, but I mean, yeah. Like I was hoping like, oh, maybe there'd be different weather in some of them, but not really. Ooh, Spritzy. Oh, Spritzy. There are different Pokemon, which is cool. Because obviously, like, I've never seen a Spritzy there, and I don't think I've caught a Pidgeot. I've not. Okay. So we're gonna be ready to fight this thing. I don't think it's going in the ball. All right. Oh, dang. Why was that effective? That was crazy. All right. Let's see how this goes. While we're doing that, let's heal you up. Oh, can't do that. They're a little more picky about when you can heal in this game. Oh, it just ran away. Okay. Yeah, they're a little pickier in ZA about when you can heal, which, like, I think makes the game better, but I have to get used to that. I think it's better if you can't just, like, that you can't just, like, heal whenever. Oh, an Alpha Lucario in the ball. No, we're gonna have to fight that. All right. That's cool, though. He's big. That's a big guy. Oh, that's a Lucario. That's a real Lu. Yeah. I know that's a real Lu. Roll out. Roll out. Fire punch. No power punch. Yeah, get him. Yeah, get him. Alright, get up here. Actually, get up here, guy. Oh, no, he went to you. Cool. Alright, I think we'll get him. Yeah, that should be easy. Bam! In your face. Cool. Nice. Got a Riolu. That's cool. I do like that you can, like, go up on all the roofs of the buildings. That's neat. That's fun. I hope at some point... yeah. I hope at some point there's some sort of, like, catacomb you can go into. That would be neat. I don't know. I've been pretty spoiler avoidant for this game. I've seen a few things, like with some reoccurring characters from like X and Y. But that's about all I've seen, because I am pretty spoiler sensitive for the most part. So, but I think I did a pretty good job because I avoided spoilers for the majority of. Well, I mean, you know, the game came out like last year, and I haven't seen really much at all. Like I kept it almost entirely spoiler free until actually playing the game. I actually didn't even like read many reviews or like I didn't keep up to date with like what the fan like thoughts were for the game. I know a little more now, but even then I've not really dug into it too much because I didn't want to like ruin that for myself. Like I want to really go in blind. Because I remember for Scarlet and Violet, I was very much so following everything, and that made me go into Scarlet and Violet expecting it to be a lot worse than it actually was. And it's not to say it wasn't without problems, because it was, and I think it had more problems than every Pokemon game really does. Like I think it is it has the like lowest lows, and it has more lows than any other Pokemon game really, but it also has the highest highs in my book of like, for like in terms of like, I guess your traditional-ish Pokemon games. Like, I enjoy the games, and I would say I like them more than I dislike them, but I also can totally understand why anyone would not like those games, especially in their, like, Switch 1, iteration. They're a little more tolerable on Switch 2, but at the same time, I think with it being more tolerable on Switch 2, it makes it more obvious, like the actual like game design flaws, because like the performance isn't the one thing distracting you the entire time. Like when it is just 4K 60 FPS, it, you know, yeah, like the actual gameplay does kind of start to stand out a bit. And it's not to say it's bad, because like I said, I do like the gameplay in that game a lot, but you know, some of the issues with like the way the map is designed, or the open worlds issues of like, oh hey, like why are there like no forests? Those sort of things like really come to mind once you aren't thinking about performance. So, and kind of similar for ZA. Though I mean ZA does, from what I've played on Switch 1, I played on both. what I played on Switch 1, it does run a lot better. Like, I would say it runs perfectly fine on Switch 1, but I would say even just graphically, it is passable on Switch 1. It looks a lot more sad on a Switch 2 when it's like, oh yeah, okay, this thing can do a lot more. And so, you know, I mean, like when it can run Assassin's Creed, like, I don't know what the new one is, but like when it can run like the latest Assassin's Creed, and it can run like current generation, like, yeah, PS5, Xbox Series X games, when it can do those, the like PNG building textures become a lot more obvious. Whereas, like, sure, Breath of the Wild is on a Switch 1, like, yeah, so like nice to, like, there weren't like stunning looking games on Switch 1, but yeah, it was a lot harder, so it was more understandable when something would have to look like, say, Legend of ZA does, but yeah. I do think, so far, I've liked it. I thought it's a good game. In fact, I would say, like, I was thinking about this. I think so far, I like Legends Arceus more, but that is not to any fault of ZA's. That's just because, like, there were a lot of things in Legends Arceus that really clicked with me. And they wouldn't click again. Like if they were to make a game that like had all those elements that I really liked, it wouldn't make me instantly prefer. It wouldn't make me like the other game like better. It would just be like, oh hey, I like these elements in Legends Arceus, and cool, there's more of that. But like, what made Legends Arceus so special to me was because of like when it came out and what it meant for like being a Pokemon fan at the time. Because like I was very, very like pessimistic and like hopeless with like the state of the series and then because like you just had Let's Go and Sword and Shield, and I wasn't big on both of those at the time when they first came out. I enjoyed Sword and Shield in my first playthrough, but as soon as I like kind of sat on it a bit, I was like, yeah, it didn't really work for me. Like it wasn't exciting, really, because it just felt like worse Sun and Moon to me. Like, everything it did, gameplay-wise, was just a worse version of stuff done in Sun and Moon to me. And so, once you did have, like, the DLC come out, I started to be like, okay, we could lean more into, like, actual proper, like, open world, like... So I was like, what? Who is that? I was like, oh, we could actually lean into, like, some more, like, open world style, like, exploration, because I was big on Breath of the Wild at the time, I still am. But I really liked that. And that was kind of where I wanted the series to go. Was that, and I wanted like maybe a shake up to like the combat and everything. And so once we got, did I go up here? I think I went right up on this exact one. Wait, what's that? Hold on, I got distracted. But once we got like Arceus, when that came out, it was like, oh my gosh, no, like the series they are totally willing to do like new and interesting things with like the gameplay and the game design. Like we're not stuck just like playing Sun and Moon like, all over again, right? And like that was huge for me. Like that was so huge. Even like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for me was like, oh hey, the games don't have to just look this one way. Like we can shake up the visual design of the games. And I will say, like, the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl's credit, I think they have the best like actual Pokemon battle, like traditional Pokemon battles. And when I say traditional, I mean they're very traditional. I think like the actual like AI in that game, like the way the trainer fights work, the moves they choose, everything, the way the teams are built, I think that is the best of any Pokemon game ever, by far. Like the teams are just made like so, they're crafted so well in that game. And so I like even that game, like for me at the time, it was like, oh hey, like they were making an effort to make the combat more interesting, even with the like standard, you know, red and blue combat system. Because like I think that combat system is really fun. Like you just have to like use it properly. And I think for almost the entirety of the series, they've leaned into making the base game so accessible and so easy that it really like downplays the combat system they created, and like the way different natures work together, and the way you can like, you know, and the way different stats of your Pokemon actually work together. Like that stuff I think is so cool. And I really like that like they lean into that with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are like probably the most overhated Pokemon games, because I think if any other series did a remake like that, I feel like it would have been fine. I don't think anyone would have like been all up in arms. But because Pokemon had this standard of not really remakes, but like reimaginings, like, you know, like I would say like it's fair to say like no Pokemon remake outside of maybe Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are like replacements for playing the originals, and I wouldn't say even Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are replacements for Diamond and Pearl, but they're a lot closer to that. Like they're much more to the books, and because that's not how Pokemon had been up until that point, people were very upset with that. But at the time, I was like, okay, but guys, like, sure, the remake, you're getting a traditional remake, but you're also getting a whole new game set in the Sinnoh region. You're getting like practically a sequel to Diamond and Pearl, and like that's cool. Like that's so fascinating. That's so cool. Like you get to go to this region, like you get to go to this region in like, you know, 100 years before. You get to like see the old, like, you know, I guess prehistoric, but like you get to see like, yeah, pre-modern era Pokemon. But that's so fascinating. That's so cool. I like, as a fan of Black and White, like those are my two. Like Unova is my favorite region. Black and White is like my favorite generation. And I've always said, I maintain this, that I would love to have the exact, like, Legends game plus remake, plus like, faithful, like, chibi-style remake. I would love to have had that for, like, Black and White. And I don't think we will. I don't think they're going to do another, like, faithful remake anymore. I'm sure they've learned that. But I maintain the entire time I would have been totally fine with that. But yeah, anyway, all that said, once we had Legends Arceus, I kind of got on a tangent there, but once we had Legends Arceus, we had Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I had my, like, faith in the franchise restored. And then Scarlet and Violet happened, and when that game was, like, releasing, like, before I had it, and, like, people were playing it, and they were posting all the glitches, I was like, oh boy, what has happened here? But then I got into the game, and I was like, oh no, like, I still feel like there's some charm here, like, they clearly, like, I feel like still cared about what they were doing. Because like there were so many details that would not have been in the game if they didn't care about it. Things like setting the DLC in the Unova region. Like, why would you do that? You know, like sure, there's some like fan service in that, but like that attention to detail and like be like, oh hey, we're going to create this character who's like a child of this one character from Black and White, who you've not seen in any Switch game at all, and he doesn't appear in this game, but like his daughter goes to the school. Like that's just fun. And even just like the music, and the music, and then like the actual like writing of the game, like the characters, the way they were written, it was like very clear to me like there was passion in the game. And then, you know, for who knows what reason, they had to, you know, I guess not make the actual like, visuals work. Like, I don't know what happened. It's not to, like, defend having a buggy game. But at the same time, I always, like, once I played the game, I still had, like, faith in the series. And now that, you know, playing ZA, and we have a game that runs well, I am still, you know, not to say there aren't ugly elements, but I think, you know, once, like, I'm kind of tripping over my words here, but like I think I do still have like pretty massive faith in Game Freak and what they're doing and in their vision for Pokemon, because this has been like, I think the Switch era has been like the least stagnant the series has ever been, and it's interesting because I still see people say like, oh, Pokemon has become stagnant, but I don't really think it has, because like every game on Switch is like pretty drastically different than the others in terms of the way they play, the way they look. And so yeah, I don't know. I mean, just the fact that there's like 3 different combat systems, 4, no, not really 4, but like, yeah, 3 different combat systems on the Switch games compared to like, from like, you know, Game Boy to 3DS, they were using the exact same combat system, and now we have 2 new ones on Switch in like the Legends games. Like that alone was pretty big to me. Or the fact that they would like have the confidence to set an entire game in Lumiose City, like that's just very cool. Especially once the expectation was to go back to the past with the next Legends game. But the fact that they were like, no, we're not even going to, like, entertain this, we're not even going to entertain this expectation and this pattern that's being built up. I really respect that. And so I don't know. I'm a bit worried about how, like, Gen 10's going to look visually, but I am pretty confident overall in where they're going with the series. And so, yeah, I think this is a good spot to end it off. I got 30 minutes of footage, and so, yeah, thank you for watching this Pokemon video. Thank you for watching this Pokemon video. I might be back with another one-off Switch 2 video at some point. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.